You're tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix. You know that kind of tired, don't you? It's not just your body. It's something deeper. Something that's been carrying weight for a long time. Longer than tonight. Longer than this week. A weariness that lives somewhere behind your eyes. Somewhere in your chest. That you've learned to push through during the day. And that comes back every night. The moment you finally stop moving. You made it through today. And that's not nothing. That's actually everything. But right now, you don't need another list. You don't need another answer. You don't need to figure anything out. What you need is to be held, and here's what I want to tell you tonight. The one thing I want you to hear before you close your eyes. God is not waiting for you to get it together. He's already here, and He wants to hold you exactly as you are. Let Him hold you. Not the version of you that's strong. Not the version that has the answers. This version. The tired one. The one who made it to the end of another hard day and quietly wonders if tomorrow will be any different. Stay with me tonight. You don't have to do anything. Just breathe. Just listen. We'll go slowly. There's a moment in the Gospel of Matthew, quiet, almost easy to miss, where Jesus says something that has never stopped being true. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Those words were not written for people who have it together. They were not written for the strong, the certain, the ones who have already figured out how to sleep at night without the weight pressing down on their chest. They were written for people who are exhausted, people who have been carrying something too heavy for too long, people who woke up that morning already behind, already bracing, already running on fumes from the day before, and who somehow made it all the way to the end of the day anyway. That's who Jesus was talking to. Jesus didn't say, come when you're ready. He didn't say, come when you've cleaned yourself up, sorted out your doubts, or gotten your faith to a place that feels worthy of His attention. He said, come, a single word, present tense, immediate, unconditional. Not come eventually, not come when you've done enough. Just come. That's the part we miss when we're tired. We think rest is something we have to earn. We think we need to pray the right way, believe hard enough, be consistent enough, be good enough, and then, maybe, if the scale tips in our favor, God will finally let us rest. We treat His peace like a reward waiting at the end of a long checklist, and so we keep adding to the list, keep pushing, keep performing, and the rest never comes because the list never ends. But that's not what He said. He said, I will give you rest. Not, you will earn it. Not, you will find it somewhere if you look hard enough. He said, I will give it. Like a gift. Like something entirely outside your own effort. Because He already knows you've got nothing left inside to manufacture peace on your own. There's another phrase in that verse that I want you to sit with. Heavy laden. In the original Greek, the word is fortizo, and it carries the image of someone bent under a load. Not just carrying weight, but bent by it, leaning forward under it. The kind of weight that changes the way you walk, the way you breathe, the way you hold your shoulders after a long day. The kind of weight that settles into your body and your spirit and becomes so familiar you almost forget it's not supposed to be there. You know that posture. Maybe nobody else sees it. Maybe you've gotten very good at standing upright in front of people, at the office, at the dinner table, at church, smiling, saying you're fine, saying it's all good. And maybe by now you even believe the performance a little, because believing it makes the day easier to get through. But at night, when the door is closed and the house goes quiet, your body remembers the weight. Your chest remembers. Your mind remembers everything it held today and everything it's been holding for weeks, for months, maybe for years. And sometimes it's almost difficult to simply lie down, because lying down means being still. And being still means feeling everything you kept at arm's length while you were busy and moving and needed. God sees that version of you, not the performance, not the face you put on for the world. He sees the weight. He sees the way your heart has been working over time. He sees the bent forward version of you that you hide from everyone else. And he's not disappointed by what he sees. He's not standing back waiting for you to pull yourself together before he moves toward you. He already moved toward you. He said, "Come, now, I want to be honest with you about something, because I think you deserve honesty more than comfort that doesn't hold up." Rest, the rest Jesus offers, isn't always the absence of difficulty. He didn't promise that after tonight, every problem disappears. The bills will still be there in the morning. The relationship that's been strained will still need tending. The uncertainty about the future that will still be there waiting. The grief, if you're carrying grief, does not dissolve overnight. But rest, in the way Jesus offers it, is something deeper than the removal of problems. It's the profound settling that happens when you finally stop being the one who is solely responsible for holding everything together. It's what happens when you release your grip, even just for a few hours, and let someone infinitely stronger than you carry the weight that was never meant to be yours alone in the first place. That's what tonight is for. Verse 29 continues, "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and thus shall find rest unto your souls." Rest unto your souls. Not just your body, not just your tired mind, your soul. The deepest, truest part of you. The part that doesn't turn off when you sleep. The part that has been awake in some form for decades, working, worrying, reviewing old decisions, bracing for new ones, wondering quietly in the dark whether any of it is going to be okay. That part, he wants that part to rest too. And the image of the yoke is worth pausing on. A yoke, in that time, was a wooden frame placed across the shoulders of two animals, working together, sharing the load between them. The weight wasn't eliminated, but it was shared. And if the one beside you is stronger than you, then the burden shifts. The effort changes. What was crushing when you carried it alone becomes manageable when you're walking beside someone who never tires. You are not alone in this. I want you to hear that not as a cliche, but as the literal truth it is. Whatever you walked through today, you did not walk through it alone. And tonight, whatever you brought into this room with you when you lay down, you don't have to carry it through the night either. Let him hold you. That is what this invitation is. Not a doctrine to believe perfectly. Not a spiritual discipline to perform. An invitation from someone who has seen every corner of your life, every failure, every fear, every night you lay awake wondering if you were really enough, if any of it really mattered, and who, having seen all of it, still says without hesitation, "Come, I will give you rest." Let that be enough for tonight. You don't need to understand everything. You don't need to resolve everything before you close your eyes. You just need to receive what's already being offered. Come, I want to tell you about a man named Thomas. He wasn't anyone famous. He wasn't a preacher or a scholar or someone whose name ended up in a history book. He was just a man, a grandfather, actually, who lived most of his life in a small house in rural Tennessee. The kind of house where the floorboards creaked in winter and the kitchen always smelled like coffee, even when there wasn't any brewing. Thomas had worked hard his whole life, 41 years at the same factory, same shift, same commute down the same 2-lane road, past the same fields, past the same water tower, with the town's name painted on the side in fading letters. He wasn't the kind of man who talked about his feelings, because nobody had ever taught him that was something men were allowed to do. He carried things quietly. That was what you did. You showed up. You worked. You provided. You held it together. You kept moving. He wasn't cold. The people who knew him would tell you he was kind, quietly, practically kind. The kind of man who showed up with groceries when a neighbor was sick, who fixed things without being asked, who remembered birthdays and anniversaries and the names of people's grandchildren. He just wasn't built for talking about what was going on inside. And for most of his life, that felt like enough. When he retired, people asked him how it felt to finally have some rest. He said it felt strange, because the truth was, Thomas didn't know how to rest. He had spent so long being useful, being necessary, being the one who held things together, that without the structure of a schedule and a purpose, he felt something he couldn't quite name. Not exactly boredom, something more like emptiness, like a jar that had been full for decades and had suddenly been poured out, and he wasn't sure anything was going to fill it back up. His wife had passed 3 years before. His children were grown and scattered. The house was very quiet in a way it had never been before. Not peaceful quiet, just empty quiet. So Thomas started going to a small church not far from his house. Not because he was particularly devout, he would tell you himself, but because it gave him somewhere to be on Sunday mornings, and the people there were kind, and the building was warm, and there was coffee in the fellowship hall afterward, and someone usually remembered his name. He sat in the same pew every week, 3rd row from the back, left side. He didn't sing loudly. He mostly just listened. He found that listening was something he was still good at. One Sunday, cold and grey outside, January, the pastor read from Matthew 11, "Come unto me, all that labour and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Thomas told me later, and this is what I want you to really hear. He said those words landed on him differently that morning. He said he had heard that verse probably 100 times across his life. He'd seen it on plaques and greeting cards, and embroidered on pillows and printed in church bulletins. He'd read it himself more times than he could count. But that morning, sitting in that 3rd pew from the back, with the winter light coming in grey and pale through the old stained glass, he heard it like it was the first time. He said, "I realized I had been carrying everything alone for so long that I didn't even know I was doing it anymore. It had just become who I was, the one who carries." He said he sat there and quietly, carefully, so nobody around him would notice, he just let himself cry. Not from sadness, exactly. He couldn't fully explain it. He said it felt more like something releasing, like a fist inside his chest that had been clenched for 40 years, finally, very slowly, opened, like something that had been held under pressure for a long time finally being allowed to breathe. He didn't hear a voice. He didn't have a vision. Nothing dramatic happened. The service continued around him. The choir sang. The pastor kept preaching. The woman next to him shifted in her seat. An old man too rose up, coughed quietly into a handkerchief. Life continued, ordinary as ever. But Thomas said that somewhere in the middle of that ordinary Sunday morning, in that ordinary small church, he felt for the first time in as long as he could remember that he didn't have to hold everything together anymore, that something already had him. He drove home that afternoon through the cold, made himself a pot of coffee, and then he did something he hadn't been able to do for 3 years. He sat in the chair by the window that had always been his wife's chair, the one he'd been stepping around since she died, because sitting in it felt like admitting something he wasn't ready to admit. He sat in it. He looked out at the dormant winter yard, and for the first time since she was gone, he didn't feel alone in the house. He told me that was the day he finally understood what rest actually meant. Not a vacation, not retirement, not the absence of difficulty or noise or grief, but the deep, quiet knowing that you are held, that underneath everything, underneath the loss and the long years and the weight of all that carrying, there are arms that don't tire, that don't let go, that were there the whole time, waiting for you to stop holding on long enough to feel them. That's what he had been looking for his whole life, without knowing what to call it. He found it on an ordinary Sunday, in a third pew from the back, when he stopped holding on long enough to let himself be held. I think about Thomas when I sit with you tonight, through whatever it is you've been carrying. You don't have to hold on so tightly. Whatever you've been gripping, whatever you've been keeping together through sheer force of will, through discipline, through the quiet determination not to fall apart, you're allowed to loosen your grip tonight, not because nothing matters, because someone is already holding what matters. Let him hold you. That's not weakness. That's not giving up. That's the most honest, courageous thing a tired person can do. Admitting that you were never meant to carry this alone, and choosing, in the quiet of this night, to rest in arms that are stronger than your own. Thomas is in his 80s now. He still goes to that same church, still sits in the third pew from the back, left side. He sleeps well these days, he says. I want to pray with you now, not at you, not over you from a distance, with you. So if you're comfortable, just let your body settle. Let your hands rest open at your sides, or folded gently on your chest. Let your shoulders drop. You don't need to hold anything up right now, not even yourself. Just breathe, and let's go to him together. Lord, we come to you tonight, not with polished words, and not with everything figured out. We come tired. We come the way Thomas came, quietly, with years of carrying in our bones, with a chest that has been clenched for longer than we'd like to admit. We come because you said to come, and tonight, Lord, we're trusting that invitation with everything we have left. Father, I want to speak honestly to you about the one who is listening right now. You already know everything about them, every room of their life, every worry they carry, every fear they've never said out loud to another living person. You know the weight they brought into this room tonight. You know what kept them from sleeping easily last night, and the night before that, and the night before that. You know what they're afraid of. You know what they're grieving. You know the questions they've been carrying so long they've stopped expecting answers, and you are not overwhelmed by any of it. So tonight, Lord, tonight I'm asking you to do what only you can do. Not to fix everything, not to erase the complexity of their life in a single moment, but to draw close, to let them feel, even in a small, quiet way, that you are here, that you are present in this room, in this dark, in this silence, that the space around them is not empty, that they are held, Lord, for every burden they've been carrying alone, the worry about someone they love, the uncertainty about what comes next, the grief that lives quietly in the corner of their heart, even on the busy days. I lift all of that before you now. You see it. You have always seen it. And your word says, cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. Psalm 55-22. So tonight we practice that together, right now. We choose to open our hands. Whatever we have been gripping, whatever we have been holding together through sheer will, through sleepless nights, through the exhausting discipline of not letting ourselves fall apart, we release it to you. Not because it doesn't matter, but because you care about it more than we do. Because you are stronger than we are. Because you never sleep, never tire, never look away, never lose track of what is precious to you. And we are precious to you. Lord, speak peace into the mind of the one listening tonight. The mind that has been running all day, planning, solving, worrying, reviewing, managing things seen and unseen. Let it begin to slow now. Let each thought that surfaces find its way gently to you, rather than pulling them deeper into the spiral. Let them feel, even for a few hours, what it is to have a mind at rest. Not because everything is resolved, but because the weight is in your hands now, and your hands are strong enough. Speak peace into their body. Let the tension in their shoulders release. Let the tightness in their jaw and their chest and the space behind their eyes soften and loosen. Let their breathing slow and deepen and become easy and natural. Let every muscle that has been braced and ready and on guard begin to understand, slowly, that the day is done, that they made it through, that their body can stop fighting now and simply rest. Speak peace into their heart, the part that is still replaying the day, still wondering if they said the right thing, did enough, were enough for the people who needed them. Quiet that voice, Lord. Not with denial, but with truth. They did what they could today. You saw their effort. You saw their love, even when it wasn't perfect. And tomorrow, if there are things that still need tending, you will be there for that too. But tonight is not for tomorrow. Tonight is for rest. Father, I pray for the grief in this room, because I know that some of the people listening are carrying something heavy that has no easy name. The loss of someone, the loss of something they had hoped for, the slow grief of a life that hasn't unfolded the way they once believed it would. That kind of grief doesn't announce itself in dramatic moments. It shows up in the quiet, in the house that feels too still, in the chair that no one sits in anymore, in the morning when the first thought that comes is the one that hurts. Meet them there, Lord, not with explanations, not with reasons, just with presence, just with the deep, wordless comfort of knowing they are not alone in the dark, that the same God who holds every star in its place also holds them, gently, carefully, by name. Let them feel that tonight. Let them know it, not just in their mind, but somewhere deeper in the place where the weariness actually lives. He healeth the broken in heart, and bindeth up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. That is who you are. That is what you do. And we receive that tonight with open and grateful hands. Lord, as this prayer settles and silence comes, let that silence be full rather than empty. Let it carry the warmth of your presence. Let the one listening feel, in the space between words and sleep, that something holy is near, that they are not forgotten, that they are not alone, that they are known completely and loved without condition. We trust you with the night. We trust you with the dreams and the silences and the waking moments in the middle of the night when the mind wants to start again. We trust you even with the hours we don't remember, because you are present in those too. Hold them through all of it. Let them feel somewhere beneath the words and the weight and the weariness, the quiet, steady, unshakable arms of a God who does not let go. In Jesus' name, amen. Don't rush forward from that. Let it settle. Let the quiet hold you for a moment. You came here tonight with something heavy, and you didn't have to pretend otherwise. Let him hold you. That is enough. You are enough. Rest now. We're going to slow down now, even more than we already have. What comes next isn't something to listen to quickly. It's something to receive. So if you're still holding any tension anywhere in your hands, in your chest, in the space between your shoulder blades, just let it go. You don't need it anymore tonight. Let your eyes stay closed. Let your breathing stay slow. And let these words come to you the way water comes to dry ground. Quietly, without rushing, without asking anything in return. Psalm 121. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. Read that slowly in your heart. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. There is something in that image, a person looking up, not in desperation, not in defeat, but in the quiet, settled act of remembering where their help actually comes from, not from themselves, not from their own strength or wisdom or willpower, from somewhere higher, from someone higher. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. The one who made heaven and earth. Think about what that means for a moment. The hands that shaped the mountains, that set the stars in their courses, that breathed life into the first morning, those are the same hands that are holding you tonight. The same one who spoke light into darkness and order into chaos is the one you are resting in right now. That is not a small thing. We say it so easily sometimes. God made everything. We say it and move on because we've heard it so many times that the weight of it no longer lands the way it should. But tonight, in the quiet, let it land. The universe is incomprehensibly vast, billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars, and the one who holds all of that in place is the same one who knows exactly how many hairs are on your head, the same one who heard every prayer you ever prayed in the dark when you weren't sure anyone was listening. He was listening. He is listening now. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He will not let you slip. Whatever feels unsteady tonight, whatever feels like it could give way beneath you, He is underneath it. He has been underneath it. You have not been standing on your own all this time, even when it felt that way. There has been a foundation beneath you that did not depend on your strength to hold. Think about that. All those years of holding on. All those seasons when you were sure that if you loosened your grip for even a moment, everything would fall. And you held on. You kept going. You made it through things you weren't sure you would make it through. But here is what I want you to consider tonight. What if it wasn't only your strength that held? What if, underneath all your effort, there was something steadier, something that was there the whole time, keeping the ground solid beneath your feet, even when you could not feel it? He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He hasn't. He won't. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. He does not sleep. While you rest tonight, while you finally let yourself go still, He is awake, watching, attentive to every small thing, not distant, not distracted, present with the same fullness and care in the middle of this night as He was at the beginning of all things. You can rest because He doesn't have to. Behold, He that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep, neither slumber nor sleep. I want you to let that truth settle somewhere deep in you. Whatever you were afraid might happen while you weren't watching, He is watching. Whatever you were afraid might fall apart while you weren't holding it, He is holding it. You are not the last line of defense against the night. You never were. The Lord is thy keeper, your keeper, not just a distant God who observes from afar. A keeper, someone actively, personally, continuously attending to you. The word in the Hebrew carries the sense of someone who guards, who watches, who tends, like a shepherd who knows his sheep by name and does not close his eyes while they sleep. He knows your name. He is tending to you tonight. Not in a general, distant, theological kind of way. Personally, specifically, the way a shepherd tends to the one sheep that is tired, the one that has wandered far and finally come home. He knows where you are, he knows what you need, and he has not assigned someone else to watch over you while he attends to more important things. You are not a secondary concern. You are not too small or too complicated or too far gone to tend to. You are his, and he is here. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. Upon thy right hand, close, not across the room, not somewhere in the general direction of heaven, right there, beside you, so near that his presence is described as shade, something you feel against your skin, something that covers you, something between you and whatever would press too hard against you. You are not exposed tonight. You are covered. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. By day and by night. There is no hour he is not present. No season of your life he has not already seen. No darkness that surprises him. The same care that keeps you through the heat of difficult days is the same care that watches over you through the long, quiet hours of night. Both, all of it, always, the Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. Preserve thee, not simply protect, preserve, to keep intact, to keep whole, to keep you, across all of this, across all the years and all the weariness and all the weight, still yourself, still his, still held. He shall preserve thy soul. Your soul, the part of you that was made for eternity, the part that carries everything you've ever loved and lost and hoped for and mourned, that part, that deepest, most interior, most tender part of you, he is keeping it. Tonight and every night, the Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth, and even forevermore. From this time forth, starting now, starting tonight. From this exact moment, tired as you are, weary as you are, uncertain as you are, from right here, he is with you, and forevermore. There is no end to it. Let that be the last thought that holds you as you drift. He is keeping you, from this night, forevermore. We're going even slower now. Just your breathing. Just this quiet. Just a few truths I want to leave with you before you sleep, spoken softly, the way you'd speak to someone you love who is almost already gone to rest. You don't need to do anything with these words. You don't need to write them down or remember them perfectly or make them into something. Just let them land. Let them find the places in you that need them. That's all. You made it through today. I know it didn't feel like enough. I know there were moments when you wondered if you were falling short of what was needed, of what was expected, of who you thought you were supposed to be by now. But you made it through. And that is not nothing. That is, in fact, everything. You are not behind. You are exactly where you are. And where you are is not lost. It is the place where God knows to find you. He has not been searching for a different version of you. He has been right here with this one. I know it can feel like everyone else is further along, like everyone else has figured something out that you haven't, like your life is running behind some invisible schedule that you keep failing to meet. That feeling is very old and very human, and it has been lying to people since the beginning of time. You are not behind. You are in the middle of a story that isn't finished. And the one who is writing it has not lost the thread. The things you couldn't fix today, they are not yours to carry tonight. You tried, you showed up, you gave what you had, and what you had was enough for today, even if it didn't feel that way. Tomorrow has its own grace. Tonight is not the place to borrow trouble from it. Put it down. The people you love, They are held tonight to owe. You don't have to watch over them with your worry. The same God who is keeping you is keeping them. Your love for them is real and beautiful, but your fear for them doesn't protect them. His hands do, and his hands are more capable than your worry, more attentive than your vigilance, more present than your watching. There is nothing you can do at this hour, lying in the dark, exhausted, that will keep them safer than simply trusting them to the one who never sleeps. Let them rest in those hands tonight, and let yourself rest too. Loving people well sometimes means knowing when to stop holding them with your anxiety and start holding them with your trust. You are not alone in this house tonight. Even if the quiet feels heavy, even if the stillness reminds you of someone who isn't here anymore, even if the night feels longer than it should, you are not alone. Something holy is here with you. Someone who has always known your name and has never once looked away. The grief you carry, it doesn't have to be resolved tonight. You don't have to be finished grieving. You don't have to be healed by mourning. Grief is not a problem to be solved. It is love with nowhere to go right now. And God holds that love with the same tenderness he holds everything else that is dear to you. Sometimes grief shows up quietly, the way it tends to at night, in the space that used to be filled by someone's voice, in the habit of reaching for the phone before you remember, in the way certain hours of the evening feel different now than they used to. If that's where you are tonight, I want you to know that God is not standing at a distance from your grief. He is in it with you. He wept at the tomb of Lazarus. He does not observe sorrow from afar. He enters it. You are allowed to still be in the middle of it. You are allowed to not be okay, and still you are held. You did enough today. Not perfect, not everything you wished, but enough, more than enough, for a human being moving through a hard world with a tired heart and a faithful spirit. You showed up. You kept going. You chose to be here tonight, to seek something good, to reach toward God even in the weariness. That counts. Enough. You are enough. Not because of what you produced today. Not because of how well you held it together. Not because of anything you did or didn't do. You are enough because you are His. That was decided long before today, and it will still be true tomorrow. He is not disappointed in you. I know that voice, the one that runs the reel of everything you should have done differently, the one that takes inventory of every shortcoming, every moment of impatience, everything left undone. That voice is very convincing. It sounds responsible. It sounds like accountability, but it is not His voice. His voice is the one that says, "Come, rest. I've got you. I've always had you." His voice does not compile lists at midnight. His voice does not rehearse your failures while you're trying to sleep. His voice says, "You are mine. You are loved. It is enough." Quiet the other voice tonight. Let His be the one that stays. You can let go now. Whatever you've been holding in your hands, in your chest, in the back of your mind where the worries live, you can open your grip. He has it. He has always had it. And He is not going to drop it while you sleep. Let Him hold you, not the strong version of you, not the version that has answers. This version, the tired one, the tender one, the one who made it all the way to the end of another day and found their way here, to this quiet, to this prayer, to this moment. This is the version He loves. This is the one He came for. So breathe. Let your body be heavy. Let your mind go soft. Let the darkness around you be gentle rather than threatening, because it is full of His presence, and His presence is not something to fear. You are covered. You are kept. You are loved with a love that does not sleep, does not waver, does not end. Rest now. Let him hold you through the night, through every hour, through every dream, through every quiet moment between now and morning. He is right here. He has always been right here, and he is not going anywhere. Good night. We've come a long way together tonight, and now we arrive here, to the place where words become fewer, where the quiet is no longer something to fill, but something to enter, where the voice that has been guiding you through this hour begins, slowly, to step back, because what you need now isn't more words. What you need now is space. Space to simply exist. Space to be still without having to be productive about it. Space to let the night do what the night was made to do. Hold you in the dark while something greater than you watches over the hours. So let's enter that space together, slowly, without rushing toward anything. Let your body sink a little deeper into wherever you're resting. If there's any tension left in your shoulders, let it go now. Not by trying, just by noticing it's there and giving it permission to leave. Let your arms grow heavy. Let your legs grow heavy. Let your jaw unclench and your forehead smooth, and all the small places where you've been holding without knowing it, let them all soften. You are not on duty right now. You are not needed for anything. Let your hands stay open. Open hands cannot grip. And tonight, open hands are a prayer all by themselves, a posture that says, I am not holding on anymore. I am receiving. I am trusting. I am letting what needs to be carried by someone else tonight. That is enough. That is more than prayer. That is faith in its purest, quietest form. Let your breath come and go without you managing it. In and out. Just notice it. The gentle rise and fall. The simple miracle of a body that knows how to breathe even when you're not thinking about it. Even when you're asleep. Even in the deepest dark, your body keeps going, and he is in that too. In every breath you take tonight, without knowing it, he is sustaining you. If a thought comes, and thoughts will come, just notice it. You don't have to follow it down whatever road it wants to take you. You don't have to solve it tonight. You don't have to fight it either, because fighting thoughts in the dark only makes them louder. Just let it pass. The way a cloud moves across a night sky without changing what's behind it. The stars are still there. The sky is still whole. The cloud is just passing through. Your thoughts are just passing through. Underneath the thoughts. Underneath the weariness. Underneath everything you carried into this room tonight, and everything that carried you to this moment, there is something steady. Something that has no name in our language, but that you have felt before, in rare, grace-filled moments, when the world went quiet, and something in you went quiet too, and for just a breath you knew, without knowing how you knew, that everything was going to be all right. That steadiness is here right now. It was here before this video began. It was here before the day started. It has been here through every hard season of your life, even the ones where you couldn't feel it at all. You don't have to find it. It has already found you. And it is not going anywhere. It does not leave when the prayer ends. It does not fade when the words run out. It stays through every hour of this night, through every quiet and every restless turning, through every dream and every surfacing back to wakefulness. It stays because he stays. And he has promised, not in fine print, not with conditions, he has promised that he will never leave you nor forsake you. That promise doesn't clock out at midnight. It doesn't pause while you sleep. It is as present and as true at 3 in the morning as it was when you first believed it. So just rest in it. Let the quiet be full rather than empty. Let the darkness be gentle rather than threatening. Let the silence around you carry what words can no longer carry, the simple, profound, unshakable truth that you are not alone in this room, that something holy is near, that the same presence that filled the space between the first words of creation is filling the space around you right now, breathing with you, watching over you, holding you. There is nothing you need to figure out between now and morning. I know that can be hard to believe when the mind is used to working, when the habit of solving and planning and bracing runs so deep that even in the quiet it wants to keep going. If that's happening right now, if some part of you is still running, still reviewing, still reaching for the next thing, just notice it, and then, gently, let it rest. You have done enough thinking for today. The problems that are waiting for you will still be there in the morning, and when they are, you will meet them with a mind that slept, with a heart that rested, with a body that was given what it needed. The best thing you can do for tomorrow is let tonight be tonight. Nothing you need to decide, nothing you need to brace for. The night ahead of you is in His hands, every hour of it, every dream, every moment of waking and settling back down. You don't have to manage any of it. He has the night. You are held. Right now, in this moment, in this quiet, in this dark, you are held by hands that do not tire and arms that do not let go. Let that be the last thing your mind rests on before sleep comes. Not the weight of the day, not the uncertainty of tomorrow. Just this: you are held. Rest now, breathe, let go. He is here. He has always been here. He is not going anywhere, and neither are you. You are exactly where you are supposed to be tonight, still, and quiet, and held, and safe in the care of the one who made you and knows you and has never once stopped watching over you. Sleep now. Let Him hold you, all through the night, all the way to morning. We've reached the end of this hour together, and I want you to know something before I go quiet for the night. You didn't find this video by accident. Something in you knew you needed this tonight, needed to be reminded that you don't have to hold everything, that you were never meant to carry it all alone, that there is someone who has been watching over you long before you ever thought to ask, that something in you was right. Tonight you did something quiet and brave. You stopped. In a world that never stops, in a life that rarely gives you permission to put the weight down, you stopped. You let yourself be still. You let yourself be prayed over. You let yourself arrive at the end of a hard day, not with your fists clenched, but with your hands open. That matters more than you know. I want to leave you with a few final words, not to teach you anything more, not to give you something else to carry, but just to send you into sleep with something true resting in your chest. You were not too much tonight, not too broken, not too tired, not too far gone. Whatever you brought into this hour, the fear, the grief, the unanswered questions, the quiet ache of a life that is harder than you thought it would be, none of it was too much for Him. None of it pushed Him away. None of it made Him look at you differently. He saw all of it, and He stayed. He is still here. The day is finished. Whatever was left undone, leave it undone for now. Whatever was imperfect, let it be imperfect for now. The sun went down, and with it went your obligation to keep producing, keep managing, keep being enough for everyone who needs you. The day is finished, and you made it through. Tomorrow will come with its own grace. Not the grace you have to manufacture, not the strength you have to summon from some reserve you're not sure you have anymore. Grace that arrives fresh, new every morning, the way the light comes back after every dark. You don't have to store it up, or plan for it, or deserve it. It will simply be there, and so will He. But that is tomorrow. Tonight is just this quiet, this breath, this gentle, unhurried darkness that is full of His presence and asking nothing from you except that you rest in it. So rest. Let your body be heavy and your mind be soft and your heart be still. Let the night do what it was designed to do. Restore what the day used up. Rebuild what weariness wore down. Return you slowly to yourself, so that when morning comes, you are not the same person who lay down exhausted. Let that happen. You don't have to help it happen. Just receive it. And if you wake in the night, if the mind surfaces at some dark hour and the old worries come back looking for you, remember what you heard tonight. You don't have to pick them back up. You can simply say, I gave that to Him, and He has it, and I am going back to sleep. That is enough. That is more than enough. Let Him hold you through this night and every night, through the easy seasons and the ones that feel like they will never end, through the mornings that come bright and the ones that come heavy, through all of it, the whole long, beautiful, difficult, grace-filled arc of your life. He is holding you through all of it. He always has been. You just couldn't always feel it. But tonight, in this quiet, after everything we walked through together, I hope you felt it, even a little. Even just a flicker of the truth that you are not alone, that you are known, that you are carried by love that does not get tired and does not give up and does not let go. That flicker is real. Hold it with you into sleep. I'm grateful you were here tonight. I'm grateful you stayed. There are 100 things you could have done with these hours, and you chose this. You chose to slow down. You chose to be still. You chose to let God meet you here instead of rushing past this moment into the next one. That was a good choice. That was, maybe, the best thing you did all day. And I'll be here again the next time the night feels long, because there will be nights like that, and that's all right, and you don't have to face them alone. Come back whenever you need to. This is a place for exactly these nights. May God bless your sleep tonight with deep rest and quiet dreams. May He guard the hours you don't remember and meet you gently in the ones you do. May you wake tomorrow knowing, even if only faintly, that something held you through the dark. Because something did, because something does, because something always will. Let Him hold you, tonight and always. Good night. God bless you.